Hey guys, this video took a humongous long time, but anyway, all seriousness though, this video was supposed to come out a few days earlier, but I wanted to get this video perfectly done and well edited for everybody else to enjoy. And I'm glad that we're able to just come to a understanding and just realize that this video was going to be a little bit long. Now, normally I was planning on waiting for volume 30 to come out of the story, but seeing as the story was taking forever to come out, and right now the story and the final volume will come out on May of next year, so I'm not waiting until May to do this. No, this video is coming out right now because I'm really tired of this, and I will be releasing out a special post to talk about what other series you want next. Before the Blue Lock video comes out, I want to be making a video separate to that part. So you guys get to comment which one it is when I make the post. So I hope you all enjoy this video. It took a while to make, and I will see you at the end of the video. Enjoy. If you were to tell me which is one of my favorite mangas to come out from the new gen era, it'd most definitely be Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is easily one of my favorite mangas to ever come out, and because the manga was successful, it got an anime adaptation by Studio Mappa. But however, after the manga ended, a lot of people were really upset with the series as it was slowly ending, and a lot of people felt dissatisfied with the series. But why is that? Why did this series suddenly fall off? Why did this series become a series that was beloved and cared by everybody when it first got its anime adaptation to becoming a series that fell on its face by most people's eyes and most people felt disappointed with how it ended? Well, that's what we're here to find out. My name is Henry Goku Fan 10, and this is my video on the rise and downfall and big event inevitable burn that was Jujutsu Kaisen. Cue my intro. Before this video starts, I just want to say that this video will contain spoilers for Jujutsu Kaisen's manga. So if you have not read the manga completely, I recommend you get out of this video and come back to it once you finish reading the manga. Now, on with the video. Before Jujutsu Kaisen ended up having its manga serialization, it was first part of Jump Giguk by the creator Gigi Akutami, made a 4 special chapter series called Polytech Jujutsu High, which comprised together for Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0. And eventually, we ended up getting our hands on the actual manga serialization of Jujutsu Kaisen on March 2018. And eventually, the series ended on September 2024 for running a total of 271 chapters, and the series went on for 6.5 years, which is pretty basic for a shonen series. And that's how it all started and how it ended up ending. Jujutsu Kaisen's story first starts off with the main character Yuji Itadori basically eating a finger that awakens the big evil known as Ryomen Sukuna. This start of the manga started off with everything. We get to meet incredible characters that stay as the main character. We get to meet Gojo, we get to meet Nobara, we get to meet Megami Fushiguro. We get to meet a lot of cool characters, and those 4 characters start off everything. And we get to introduce to more characters later on in the series. And that's what I like about Jujutsu Kaisen because it gives us more interesting characters that I really like. And eventually it ended up going out and becoming really great to see these characters just all fulfill amazing things. And that's why it's really great to see these characters go through stuff. And what makes them really great is what makes, well, their developments well done. I like Itadori's development of being a better person and realizing that if he dies, then he won't be able to fulfill the desire that he was given to do. I like Nobara's goal of being able to not get rid of her own self and wants to become a and wants to just be who she really is, about being beautiful for who you are. And for Gojo, he just wants to find people that are strong like him and even train them to become strong like him because he doesn't want to be alone anymore. And that's really great. And everything got better for these characters as soon as the anime came out. The anime for Jujutsu Kaisen was made by Studio Mappa, as the anime went on for 2 seasons, and currently we are going to be getting a third season now, which is actually pretty great to see from Jujutsu Kaisen. And this anime was the sole reason why a lot of people during 2020 were becoming anime fans because we got an anime like this made by Mappa, which was incredibly well done. The animation was well done for what it was doing. And we ended up being able to get people to read the manga afterwards, and we get to see how incredibly great the manga is too. And this is the sole reason why Jujutsu Kaisen got over to here this quickly. But because of that, we ended up reaching up to a special problem that happened with the series. I'm not talking about just the anime, I'm talking about the production from Mappa, and that was the incident that happened with their employees. I'm pretty sure we all remember the Mappa incident that happened during Jujutsu Kaisen's second season's runtime. And apparently, the animators, while the season was almost finishing, were suffering from a lot of health issues because the director at Mappa were constantly overworking the employees and making them want to, let's just say, do the unthinkable and making them want to regret ever animating ever again. And these Twitter posts were insane, and a lot of people weren't siding with Mappa, and it caused a lot of people to make multiple videos talking about Mappa being an animation studio that was doomed to fail because of this incident that happened. And because of the new animes that Mappa was releasing out, people have been making this dumb joke about, Mappa overworking their employees for a lot of things. And it hurts to see this because Mappa, while having good anime that people love and they are a big fan of their work, these people were not happy with the way how they were treating their employees, and that's messed up. It's not just animation studios, but it's a lesson to all these people who are leading a business or a or a production business as well. If you're trying to be a good worker or slash boss for your place, you need to learn how to respect your employees because they are human beings just like you. Just because you live and are a boss of a humongous place, that doesn't mean that you get to just do whatever the heck you want to somebody because or to your employees because you think it's a cool idea to just overwork them. And this caused a lot of people to have problems with this because Mappa took over like I think a year's worth of breaks with their employees, and they just kind of stopped making anime for a while until a little recently. But this incident was pretty bad though, and I'm glad that at least they were able to make it a little bit better. But this goes to show why studios need to take some breaks. I mean, I don't know why Mappa did this, but at least they are learning from their mistakes. That's all. All right, that's enough of the entirety of the Mappa incident. Now we will be discussing the next arc and the near final arcs of Jujutsu Kaisen. The first of those two arcs ended up being the Culling Games arc. The Culling Games arc basically takes place after the Shibuya incident and pretty much is just the next arc, which takes place after Itadori and all the others had to go through the events of the Shibuya incident with all the other cursed spirits. And so we begin dealing with the next part, which is him basically entering the Culling Games to help Fushiguro save his sister. Speaking of which, it did get a film adaptation. And I think about it, maybe we should try our best to go see this movie. Okay, so looks like we're at AMC theaters. We're coming over here to go watch JJK movie. Looks like we gotta go watch it because I really want to be able to watch this movie. It's for the review. The video will be coming out as soon as I manage to fully edit everything and be able to get it done.
Yeah, we gotta get this movie now. Let's do this. Oh look, there's Utopia 2, FNAF 2. We're here for this one. Let's go. We gotta watch this movie. Basically, I'll wake up o'clock for this one. Oh, see you guys. See you guys.
One eternity later.
Okay, we're finally back here after 4 hours and 45 minutes later. We're back here at AMC Theaters to go watch the JJK movie. I came over here way too early to go watch it, and the fact that I just took a small little power nap and almost got late here to this movie is insane. But we're here now, so let's get let's get this shit on the road already. Let's get the show on the road. Let's do this.
2 hours later.
All right. We're back from the Jujutsu Kaisen execution movie. Honestly, the movie was a little disappointing. I can't believe I spent like a bit of money just getting that, but yeah, whatever. It was an all right movie. I'll see you guys back at my place though. See you guys back at home. So yeah, let's do
The
this.
movie was all right. I mean, the movie could have been a little bit more better. Simple, I just give it a solid, like, I guess 7 out of 10. It could have been a little bit more enjoyable. It was kind of disappointing for me to see, but either way, like, the Culling Games arc is an arc that's just pretty much just Itadori participating with Megumi to go and save Megumi's sister that was taken captive by the main big bad of the Shibuya incident, which was Kenjaku, and he just wants to be able to give everybody in this world curse energy, I guess. And so, I mean, that's what pretty much the whole thing. I'm not going to spoil much about the Culling Games because we got the third season of the anime. I don't want to talk about the Culling Games because it's like the next arc that we're gonna get for the anime. I will talk about the next arc after this because I feel like that, a lot of people I don't want to ruin their experience with the Culling Games because after reading the manga completely, I can't wait for that to happen. So yeah. Spoilers for anybody for the next arc that's gonna be coming up ahead because this one is gonna be a doozy. All right. You guys have been warned for the spoilers. We are going to be talking about the final arc of Jujutsu Kaisen, and that is the Shinjuku Showdown arc, which has got to be the most disappointing conclusion arc I've seen for a manga sometimes. Because for me, I enjoyed it for the first few parts of it. I really beginning of this story and of this arc is pretty much just Gojo versus Sukuna, which was a very big fight that a lot of people were looking forward to throughout their entire time. And honestly, after reading through the manga, I wanted to see a fight between Gojo versus Sukuna. It was a really great fight. It was awesome. It was legendary. However, you know, Gojo lost for a reason in that fight, and it wasn't showed upon why he lost there. But then, later on, they did explain that, oh, Sukuna has something called the World Cutting Slash, which allows him to cut through stuff. And so other people began fighting him. This guy by the name of Kashimo, who wanted to fight Sukuna, chose to fight him as well because he can only use a technique that was like once at a time. That's it. He can only use it once, and that technique he was saving it for Sukuna. And so he did fight him. He lost to Sukuna as well. And so everybody else from the corporation, from the from the everything else, everybody tried their best to take on Sukuna, and the fight was great. It was awesome, but a lot of people didn't really like a lot of things. Like, for example, I've seen a lot of people talking about Nobara coming back because it wasn't really all that great, and I can see why. I don't mind her coming back because, I really liked her. She's one of my favorite characters. And the thing about this is that a lot of people were talking about like Megumi basically just giving into Sukuna because Sukuna did, use Megumi as a vessel because he wanted to use Maharaga and all these other abilities, and that's pretty much just it.
And I feel sad because it's like Megumi is like holding everybody out from being able to even defeat Sukuna, and that was really disappointing. And then after all this, Itadori is the one who lands the final blow by using his domain expansion, which is really cool, and ends off the whole battle by taking him out and punching, Megumi out of Sukuna, I guess, or Sukuna just basically, getting punched out of Megumi's body, which is cool, I guess. And he was able to end it off that battle with the IMU part as well that he did to Mahito. And we move straight into the ending of the story, which, in my opinion, the ending of this story was kind of a big letdown because I feel like that the later chapters were all right. I think the ending could be a bit better. We did get an epilogue as well that expanded upon things as well, which is pretty great. But I really do not like the fact that, you know, Akutami thought it was a cool idea to give these parts there. I think Sukuna getting a second chance and being a better person is a good idea. And it's a great move on paper, and I think it was executed very well. But I do feel bad that a lot of people are not really enjoying these endings that, everybody wanted. Like JJK is a very popular series, and I've seen a lot of people on discourse having this big issue with the ending entirely. And, it was the same thing with My Hero Academia's manga ending and everything else. And people were having problems with that. I think JJK ending off like that was extremely underwhelming at the first part, but after having an epilogue and, adding a bit, I think the ending for the series was all right, but I feel like it should have been a little bit more than that. I really do wish that JJK's ending could have been a little bit more better than this because I really do like the story. But after reading through the ending and catching up to it completely, I enjoy it for what it is. I think it's an alright ending for me. It's a 7 out of 10 ending. So, what do I have to say about the ending that most people haven't said, but I want to say my own personal part on this ending? Well, I think the ending is all right. Honestly, Jujutsu Kaisen, I can give this manga like probably a 7 out of 10. I think the story and everything building up to it is really great. I love it a lot. It's personally one of my favorite types of stories I've seen from, the current new gen, and I really do enjoy the story for what it is, and I'm glad to see that, everybody can like this story, but also criticize it as well, which I will be criticizing a lot of parts of Jujutsu Kaisen that I'm not a big fan of. And, we're getting some good stuff for JJK though. Like we got the third season of the anime coming out and a new manga called JJK Modulo, which ends up expanding upon the entirety of the ending. Well, to make it a little bit better and also some aspects of the manga to make it a lot more, understandable and really great to see. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people are liking this side manga as well and also excited for the third season of JJK because it's looking incredibly great. And, I like JJK. It's one of my favorite mangas ever. It's one of my favorite new gen mangas to talk about. And I like it a lot. And I'm glad to see that this story is pretty great to see. And honestly, I really wish that we get our hands on a bunch of, brand new content for this story. And I'm hoping that they adaptate like the last arc as well and maybe expanding upon the ending too. Well, this video took a lot time to make, took a lot to make, and I'm glad to see that this final product is great, and I wonder what I'm gonna be able to do because this video is something important that I've done, and it took a lot of time for me to make. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Um, I've done nothing but try my best to be able to make this video as much as I possibly can, and small little news, I'm going to be taking a few weeks, not a few weeks, but like a few days off for a bit because I feel like that I'm very busy and this is like one of the few videos I want to be making for everybody. So I hope you all, understand that making videos take a lot of time and I'm not really that it's not easy for me to make a lot, but I want to be able to make sure that people can enjoy my videos no matter what. Thank you so much for watching this JJK video. It took a lot of time, and I will see you in the next video in 2026. Cue my outro, please.